Now we are coming to the production of secondary metabolite. I told in the introduction, secondary metabolite means they are some chemicals, but they are the byproducts of the plant. But we have to make them to produce, we have to extract them. That is called the production of secondary metabolite. Secondary metabolites are not important for plant growth. They are not important for plant growth and development. Okay. Now they are not playing any role in that, but we need that for other purpose. They are the byproducts of cell metabolism. Now what is the meaning of cell metabolism? Metabolism means the chemical reactions taking place inside the cell. Inside the cell, in the cytoplasm, in the nucleus, a lot of chemical reactions are going on. All the chemical reactions together we can call as cell metabolism. Okay, at the time of chemical reaction, some byproducts are produced. In the lower class you might have studied photosynthesis. Water is reacting with carbon dioxide in the presence of a chlorophyll. In the presence of sunlight, starch is produced. At the time, oxygen is a byproduct. Similarly, some chemical reactions are going on in the cell. At the time, some byproducts are produced. Now the byproducts are going to be released out. Now the indole alkaloids, now one of the byproduct we can call as one group, indole alkaloids, are prepared from Catharanthus roseus. One plant is there, Catharanthus roseus. Plant tissue culture. At the time of plant tissue culture of this plant, one group of chemicals we are getting, indole alkaloids. The indole alkaloids are useful for the growth of other plants, and also the indole alkaloids are also called cancer curing chemical. Now if human beings are affected by cancer, then it will cure that. So that will be manufactured. Okay, secondary metabolites and its plant resources. What are the various secondary metabolites we are extracting from various types of plants? We have to see. So in this column we are taking secondary metabolites. Then the plant source, which plants are giving the secondary metabolites, the byproducts we have to see. What are the uses of the secondary metabolites? The secondary metabolites, byproducts, are not useful for the plant, but useful for others. For example, the first secondary metabolite is called a digoxin. Digoxin. It is obtained from Digitalis purpurea. Okay, Digitalis purpurea. Purpurea. Now from this plant we are extracting digoxin, a secondary byproduct. It is a cardiac tonic. What is that cardiac tonic? Tonic we know, it is a nutritive liquid, gel or jelly. It is good for human heart, to strengthen the human heart. The people who are having heart attack, one time or two times of heart attack, doctors will give this a digoxin tonic or digoxin capsules or tablet. So the heart will become more and more stronger. Then codeine, see that, C-O-D-E-I-N, codeine. The codeine is the chemical. It is a secondary metabolite obtained from Papaver, name of the plant, Papaver somniferum. Okay, Papaver somniferum. It is analgesic. Analgesic means pain reliever. So tablets are manufactured, pain killing tablets, headache tablet, stomach pain tablet, muscle pain tablets, like that. So codeine is used as an analgesic. Capsaicin. Capsaicin, I is a silent, capsaicin. Now this is the chemical obtained from Capsicum annuum. Name of the plant is Capsicum annuum. Now this Capsicum annuum, it is nothing but the capsicum. Okay, that vegetable, what is available, that is a green big chili, it is a hybrid chili, Capsicum annuum. Now this, from this plant we are extracting this capsaicin, but it is for rheumatic pain treatment. What is the meaning of rheumatic? Joint pains will be there. For some people, the joints, maybe the wrist or elbow or shoulder or knee or ankle, severe pain will be there, swelling will be there. That is called a rheumatic disease. For that pain, to relieve that pain, this chemical is very, very useful. Then another one is vincristine. Name of the chemical is vincristine. It is obtained from Catharanthus roseus. Just previous slide we have studied Catharanthus roseus. From that we are extracting secondary metabolite. It is anti-carcinogenic. That time itself I told you it is useful for curing cancer. Now you see that carcinogenic, cancer causing. Anti means that is what, against. So it is preventing the causing of cancer. So if anybody is in the verge of getting cancer, if that chemical is given, now cancer development will be completely cured or stopped. That is anti-carcinogenic. Last one is quinine. Now the quinine is coming or obtained from Cinchona officinalis. Cinchona officinalis. Now from this bark of the plant, actually from the bark of the plant only we are extracting this. It is anti-malarial chemical. Now for example, some people are affected by malarial fever. Doctors are giving anti-malarial tablet. So the tablet is having this quinine. Okay. So these are all some of the secondary byproducts, the plants from which we are extracting this by tissue culture technique, and the uses of this medicinal values. Now, plant regeneration pathway, it is a consolidation of the entire plant tissue culture. Okay, consolidation of entire plant tissue culture. Now we are going to take about the explant first. Now the explant is any leaf or any other organ taken from the plant. Now we are taking meristem culture. From that plant we are taking meristem culture, shoot apex culture, stem culture, leaf culture, root culture, or callus formation. The callus formation will be what we are studying. That means what? Organ culture. What we can call it as organ culture. Then from the explant we are taking the callus and direct embryogenesis. Okay, directly we can prepare the embryos. Embryos means young ones. Direct embryogenesis. Embryos will be formed. Plantlets. From the embryos, plantlets will be developed. Then hardening. You know what is the meaning of hardening? From the laboratory condition, gradually we have to expose them to natural environmental condition. Then transfer to the field. Either to the field or garden, we can transfer. This is one way. Now stem culture means sometime in that stem culture, nodal culture. The stem is having nodes and internodes. The nodes will be prepared. Okay. Then callus, sometimes this is direct. From the callus directly we can do that. Indirect embryogenesis. Sometime what will happen? Indirectly we can make this embryo. Shoot induction. That means callus will be developed into shoot. The shoot is induced. Root induction and the plantlet. Either from the shoot plantlet will be developed, or from the root the plantlets will be developed. Hardening, then transfer to the field. This is indirect way. Then virus-free plantlets. That already told you, virus-free plants can be developed. Now we have to take that shoot induction. That is, shoot means what? Stem, branches. Now we have to take multiplication of the shoot. The cells of the shoot should be multiplied. So it is also called micropropagation. Okay, the tip of the shoot, which is called a meristem, the cells must be multiplied. So when we induce them, root induction will be there. From the root induction, plantlets will be formed, hardening and transfer. That is another one way. But when through this method, if it is done, the plants which are produced here will never have any viruses. Normally, any plant will be affected by bacteria, viruses, fungal, parasites. So many microorganisms can attack the plant. But for everything we have chemical to kill the bacteria, to kill the viruses, to kill the fungi. Everything medicine is there. But for viruses, plant viruses, no chemical. For that, if we prepare this method, if the plants are not having virus, we need not find any chemicals for that. The plant will be virus free and healthy. Even if these plants are affected by bacteria or by fungi, we have the chemical, we can kill them. So the plant will be more healthy. So this is one propagation. Propagation means it is a regeneration. Now this is one pathway. It is outline of everything. Now application of somatic embryogenesis. Now somatic means general body. For example, the whole technique we have studied, explant. Explant is a leaf. Leaf is a body organ. It is not reproductive structure. Now that is called a somatic. Embryogenesis means development of embryo. Now these applications provide, now this tissue culture technique provides potential plantlets. What is the meaning of potential? Very, very powerful plantlets. The plantlets will be healthy. The plantlets they can adjust with any climatic condition. That is called the potential plantlets after hardening. After hardening, they become very, very strong plants, very, very healthy plants. The next one, somatic embryoids are used for the production of synthetic seeds. Now, we are telling that callus, pieces of callus, everything has a synthetic seeds. Now, okay, the plantlets are growing, they are attaining maturity, they produce flowers, they produce fruits, and in that the seeds are there. The seeds are not coming from natural plant, they are from the what is the technical plant, so that we are calling them as synthetic seeds. Somatic embryogenesis is reported in Allium sativum. Now Allium sativum is nothing but the garlic. Now from the garlic, then Hordeum vulgare is another one type of plant which is not very common here. It is a medicinal plant, Hordeum vulgare. Now Oryza sativa, that is rice plant, Zimase, etc. From all these plants we can apply the somatic embryogenesis, as a result of which we are getting lot of products.